Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a slightly different Dominions 5 video. This is kind of a little showcase. It's not going to run too long. I was talking about Anakites in some of my previous Middle Age videos where I'm playing my single-player Phlegra campaign, and now that I've started the multiplayer Phlegra campaign, I mentioned Anakites specifically in both of those videos. Anakites sort of stand in for any disgustingly powerful sacred unit, but Anakites are probably the most common and easiest example. This is why. This video is for me to show you why it is that Anakites are scary. So I've taken my god here, Cancer Anakites, and he's got 10 water, 5 earth, and 4 blood. This is actually a build that I ripped off from Blowax, a guy on the Dom 5 Discord who loves making disgusting sacred blessed builds. So the magic here isn't important. It only exists to give my Anakites a blessing, and as you may notice, I've trashed my scales in order to pay for it. I have 3 Drain, 3 Misfortune, 3 Turmoil, 3 Productivity, so I get as many resources as possible, and then 1 Growth, because you want some growth. And the result is, I mean, just for the early example, this. I only had 2 Anakites there, and they still killed everybody before my troops could even arrive. Let's see why. So for the blessing, my prophet here is going to cast Divine Blessing real quick. Okay, there's the Divine Blessing, so they're now blessed. So if we look at them, the blessing I chose was, I've got Fire Resistance and Shock Resistance to make them very difficult to stop with evocations. I've got Quickness, which increases combat speed and gives +2 attack and defense, and lets them attack twice per round. I've also got Blood Surge, but that's not active yet. So why is this? I would refer to this as cancerous. And why is this cancerous? Well, because it's metastatizing, it grows very quickly, and it can't be stopped unless you get it very early. Actually, Anakites can't be stopped even if you get them very early. And this is why. They're attacking twice per round, and every time they attack, they're clearing out most of a square of the people in front of them. The reason why they're doing that is that Anakites have a combination of factors that makes them just horrifying. So they've got their Blood Surge active. They've got their attack skill buffed up to 17. They have 2 attacks each. That's the big thing about Anakites. I mean, all of their stats are good. They have decent protection, they have lots of hit points, very high strength, good attack and defense skill, excellent combat speed, especially when they're quickened. But the big thing, and they're Berserkers too, which, you know, is another factor for Sheshai Anakites specifically. Ahiman Anakites, the more heavily armored ones, don't have Berserk. But the main thing is that they have quickness and 2 attacks. What that means is each Sheshai Anakite actually makes 4 attacks per round. And if they all hit, which against standard human infantry it's very common they will kill 4 people per round. Which means they're clearing out more than a square of enemy troops every time they attack. And you can see here, they get in and they just chew through whatever's in front of them with no difficulty whatsoever, and the other giants can't even keep up. So as Ashdod, when you've absolutely tanked your scales, you can afford to just keep crapping out Anakites very, very slowly, like 2 per turn, for a while. You have the resources and the money to do that. This actually isn't a great starting position, but I can just keep rolling. This group took no casualties. They went up against 58 enemies. They were only wolf tribes, so not terribly impressive enemies. But 0 casualties, and the Sheshai Anakites killed almost everybody. Cancer Anakites, my god, can do the research, since he has to be awake for this blessing to work. And the goal is you're just going to keep recruiting Adons, which are holy level priest level 2, so they can cast the blessing spell over a wide area. And Anakites, and every couple of turns, you launch out another expansion party of these guys, and they go and kill everyone. Since I started on a coast and I don't have many resources around me, it won't be quite as efficient as it otherwise could be, but it'll still be pretty efficient. My income will actually be the limiter. Yeah, I won't even bother recruiting a commander right now. I'm just going to recruit 3 Anakites this turn. Actually, I should probably start on an Adon there. Yeah, let's start on an Adon. So expansion-wise, what this means is Anakites can just expand very, very easily. So I lost a couple of my troops there, but neither of the Anakites, and once again, the Anakites killed almost everybody. So we're just going to keep rolling with this gang. Next turn we'll have our Adon, So we'll pump out 4 more Cheshire Anakites for him to lead. That'll be a group of 6, and 6 Blessed Quickness Blood Surge Cheshire Anakites is more than enough to take out almost any province. Yep, in the Rusty Badlands, same story. New famous hero, so he's got lightning reflexes now. So the strength of this build is, yes, your scales are going to be garbage, but you don't care that your scales are garbage, because the only thing that matters is using your Anakites to murder everyone. That's literally the only thing you care about. So he's going to cast Blessing. It'll have an area of 6 squares. So he'll cast Blessing twice, and then he'll attack. These guys will hold an attack closest. And this party's good to go. So we've got Adons on repeat recruitment. We've got Cheshire Anakites on repeat recruitment. And we're just going to keep rolling. We will keep rolling, and we will never, ever, ever stop. Ooh, that province has a ton of income, so we're going to go take that one if we can, as quickly as we can. Barbarians might theoretically hurt us, assuming they get attacks off. Because the thing about quickness is, when your giants have quickness, they will tend to kill independent infantry before they can actually attack you. So yeah, see, those barbarians, they didn't even really get to swing much at my Anakites. And of course, Anakites have enough hit points that even when barbarians do get to swing... Sorry, that was kind of hilarious. And of course, when they hit you, your attack skill goes up because you go berserk, and your protection goes up a little bit. So this Anakite, yeah, he's hurt, but he's not going to die. And then they're just going to zoom ahead. They're going to keep killing the barbarians. They're going to gain experience very rapidly. And they won't stop. And in Domin, same thing. So this is the Anakite nonsense. So you can see every 2 turns I end up with 5 or 6 Anakites, and that number will go up as my income increases as I continue to expand. So Ulkan already has a heroic ability from killing people. And we're just going to keep rolling. I can keep doing this. I'm not even bothering to research right now, because all I'm doing right now is emphasizing the Anakites. So you can keep going and just see how many provinces you end up with at the end of the first year. So right now it's turn 7. My expansion hasn't been great. I'm only just now sending out my 3rd party. So, you know, not fantastic, but certainly not as good as these guys can do. They can do absolutely disgusting expansion. If you take an Awake Expander with some kind of an Anakite Bless, also since they're giants, they can move across multiple provinces, so yeah, there's that. That's also fun. If you take an Awake Expander with some kind of Cancer Anakite Bless, often you can't get all of this stuff, but like if you just take Quickness and maybe something on, or Regeneration, some kind of Bless that just makes them very, very tough, if you do that, then you can be expanding in one more direction every turn. But you can see now my expansion is 3 provinces a turn, and it's not going to stop being 3 provinces per turn anytime soon. And pretty quickly, it'll be 4 provinces a turn. So I'm going to leave that province so I can hit that. I think I'll be able to move there. 1 second. Nah, I can't move there in 1 turn. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll go this way with this expansion party, and then my next one will go that way. So I'll be able to keep the train rolling. So you can see where this is going. It's going to be a little bit gross. And once you get into the middle or late game, the fact that Ashdod has every province becomes difficult to handle. Like, you just don't have really good options for stopping them at that point. I've actually maxed out on holy points now. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well recruit something else. There's no point not. I still have 28 recruitment points. Why don't we recruit some... I can recruit some slaves or some slingers for patrolling or something, or... let's just recruit a Gileadite archer. Why not? Actually, I've got 78 resources left, so... why don't I swap out a couple of Sheshai, or 1 Sheshai, for an Ahiman Anakite, to use up some more resources. And then I can go there, and oh, hey, look, there's the border of Airmore. Okay, that's fine. And you can go up there. Cavemen could potentially be dangerous, except they're not really. I have no research. I have nothing right now, except I have Anakites and I have provinces. and it is only turn 8. So, all dead, all dead, all dead. This is helped by the fact that Adons themselves are basically Anakites except better in every way and with magic, so, you know. If Anakites aren't going to die, Adons aren't going to die, and Anakites aren't going to die, so we just, keep rolling. I should be, automating this, but, you know, I'm just kind of showing things off. Alright, so now Nadab moves over in that direction. And Hiram. Which way does Hiram want to go? Well, we've got some enemy domain over there. Yeah, why doesn't Hiram go over the mountains? Oh, would you look at that? We've almost wrapped the world. Admittedly, this is a small map, but still. Oh, look, it looks like I've been cut off by Ermor. So, I think I might just go in against Ermor. He doesn't have anything to stop me. Or I could be nice. I could pause my expansion to go around, but instead I think I'm just going to cut through. Because there's no reason that I shouldn't cut through. I've taken 0 casualties anywhere, except for those 2 random giants that I lost that one turn. And, I just have no reason to stop. So, what do you do about this? That's an interesting question. Oh, I lost an Anakite. The Raptors got him with their lance charges. Let's see what happened. Yeah, the Raptors all attacked this one Sheshai Anakite. They got their charge attack off on him, and they managed to kill one. But that's it. They killed one. And then this guy was spamming out Soulless, I guess. Yep, just spamming out Soulless, and they all got murdered. And Summer's Edge, no casualties. Fowenshire, no casualties. Esunia, no casualties. So I lost one Anakite, and that's about the worst that I can expect to happen. At this point, I have so much money that if I'm playing efficiently, by now I should have started fortresses. Like 1 or 2 fortresses elsewhere in the world. Like over here, I've got a great gold mine, and I've got some decent resources, so I'm like, ah, sure, I'll recruit a dude. One more turn, I'll recruit 1 more Anakite expansion party, and then I'll slow it down. I'll start recruiting mages that aren't Adons for, like, research and things. But, I mean, let's, I'm just gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna skip ahead to turn 12, and we'll count how many provinces I have. Oh, also, I could just attack Ermor's capital right now if I really wanted to. I mean, all he's got is Long Dead. He doesn't have any research done because it's still year 0, and I'm on top of him. So he doesn't have any research. He doesn't have anything that he can do about this. I have to back off because these are all Mountain Pass provinces. So that's fine. But I've got more Anakites closing in on Ermor from all directions. So if I want to, at this point Ermor is a dead man. There isn't any way for him to stop me. Obviously, I populated this map sparsely to make the point, but normally I would have run into other players. But I would have run into other players and then had the option of just smashing through them if I felt like it. So let's skip ahead to turn 12, and we'll count up how many provinces we have. Okay, so it's early spring. And after expanding very carelessly and just kind of throwing my Anakites into enemy provinces, I have... I believe I have 23 provinces, unless I've missed counting some. So that's 23 provinces, year 1. As I said, I expanded very carelessly. I wasn't doing much back here. I've got 2 fortresses under construction, late. I wasn't paying attention. And not paying attention, just throwing my little expansion parties of Anakites into things, I still have 23 provinces. Just for taking Anakites. So what that means is, at year 1, I have a ton of income despite having bad scales. I have a ton of recruitment potential despite having bad scales. I don't have a ton of research, but I'll be able to build my research up very, very quickly despite having bad scales because I have so much land. If I was being more thorough, if I was playing a multiplayer game, I could have taken this throne, I could have closed off my territory by taking these provinces up here, by planning things out a little better. I'm currently at war with Ermor, which I didn't need to be. I just fought a battle, in which I crushed a major Urmor army. In fact, let me see it. Cedarwood Forest, yeah. I lost one Anakite, killing, 60 enemy units, including 4 of their powerful sacreds. So this is why Anakites are fearsome, because they have that combination of high base stats with the ability to take a blessing that makes them nearly invulnerable. Having 2 attacks is key. Having high hit points is key. Having high a defense skill is also fairly key, although less important than either of the other 2 factors. They're expensive, but not too expensive that you can't afford a bunch. And if you're recruiting a bunch of Anakites up to your limit, and just crapping out Adons as fast as you can, every couple of turns, you generate an army that anybody else has to concentrate a huge fraction of their resources in order to stop. Like 8 Anakites and an Adon, which you can easily be turning out every 2 turns by turn 5 or 6. That army represents the concentration of almost 1,000 gold worth of killing power. In fact, it's more than 1,000 gold. 8 of these plus this guy, yeah, it's about 11 or 1,200 gold. 11 or 1,200 gold is a lot more expensive than most people's expansion parties. However, it's also a lot more powerful than almost anybody else's expansion parties. So, if you have 1,200 gold worth of blessed sacreds, that means somebody else has to concentrate at least 1,200 gold worth, or probably more, of their units in order to stop them. And most nations don't actually have the capacity to do that easily early in the game. For example, when I'm playing as Phlegra, my giants, my Giganti warriors, are much worse than Anakites. They have higher hit points, but their base stats are lower, and they can't be blessed, so they can't have quickness or blood surge or any of that stuff, and they only have 1 attack. So if you take 1 Anakite blessed like this up against 2 Giganti warriors, odds are the Anakite's going to win, which means that he's more efficient even than his cost represents because of that bless that he has. So this is why I'm scared of Ashdod when I'm playing in middle-age games, and this is why when you're playing a middle-age game, you have to specifically take into consideration, is Ashdod in this game? If so, what is my anti-Anakite strategy? And if you don't have a good anti-Anakite strategy, how am I going to stop Ashdod from attacking me with all their Anakites and rolling over me? Because right now, if I wanted to, I could pick any player whose capital I can reach and roll over them without too much trouble. Urmor would probably give me the most problems because I have to have supplies for my armies. Although, not many supplies. 84 supplies for this army. 111. Okay, it's a lot of supplies. Yeah, because these guys are all gluttonous. But, yeah. Food for thought, and something worth considering. There are plenty of other nations that can pull off the Mega Bless Rush. Early Age Mictlan is one that can do it very well because they have Jaguar Warriors, which are very cheap and recruit anywhere sacred, so they can spam a lot of them and give them a bless that makes them painful to kill. There's a few others that can do it. Nazca, which is another middle-aged nation, can do it because they have a summonable sacred, the Condor, that can be blessed, and if you give those guys the right bless, they can kill just tons of enemy units, and they're fairly easily replaceable because they can be summoned in job lots. There's other nations that can do it, but Ashdod is probably I want to say the premier example. At least it's the most dramatic, in the sense that Ashdod's the one that can most easily and simply do this, where they own a huge fraction of the map by the end of Year 0. So thank you all for watching. Normal broadcasts will resume tomorrow. We'll go back to our series. I'm going to be interspersing more of these little kind of strategy articles in between for new players or players who are interested in specific topics. I'll talk about, these little bits and pieces that make Dominions interesting, the things that you have to take into consideration that a lot of people might not think about when they're first starting a multiplayer game or something like that. If you have a specific request, by all means leave a comment. I'll see if I can do it. It might not be something I know much about, in which case I won't be too helpful. But if it is, I'll try to kind of take a look. Thanks to Bloax for giving me this build and the idea to do this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.